Alright y'all, welcome back, welcome back. So today we got the elephant with the hibiscus flowers, a couple of leaves. And y'all that don't know, starting out with the Ambition Ninja tattoo machine with my 7-round liner. I decided I was going to outline this whole piece first, because I definitely wanted to pop off, because I believe the elephant, she have an elephant on the side that we outline. So I'm going to keep it consistent. I don't want to put nothing soft next to nothing hard. That's something that I'll say when tattooing. Like if you see a soft tattoo there, I'll recommend you to put something similar next to that tattoo, even if you didn't do it, to try to get it to match up. But if not, just tie it in best way possible. We always outline every piece at 7 volts. 7 volts on this machine, good speed to start out with. And by this being a thigh, it's definitely a lot of skin area. You know, the skin stretch a lot here, so you know it's a good area to tattoo. First is tattooing something else like a lower leg. Lower leg is tight skin. If their skin is tight and don't have no wiggle room around it, just know, start out at a slower speed, because you definitely can rip that skin, and you don't want to rip that skin, because once it's ripped, ain't no going back from that. Alright, so we speeding this up, y'all. I hit everything with the 7-round liner. That was the only liner I used in this whole tattoo. Made sure I had to keep going over it, whatever needed. And like I tell you all the time, if you need to zoom in to see if your line's straight, do that. Use your camera, because your camera is a whole different set of eyes than you are looking at it. And every once in a while, I also could say that step away every hour or two, every hour on the hour if you need to. Stand up, stretch, because tattooing, it could be brutal on the body. So I want y'all to know that, to stay healthy in this industry, stand up, walk around, because this is a lot of sitting down. If you always tattooing, you're going to be sitting down a whole lot. And I had to realize that the hard way, drinking water and stuff like that. Those that didn't see, I had to go in the hospital for that. I believe it came from me sitting down a lot, not moving around, not drinking a whole lot of water, because I'm always busy and I'm tattooing. So you got to remember, remove yourself from the tattoo, drink you some water, walk around, move your bones around, because health is wealth. Alright y'all, so now we're moving on to the 15 curve mag. I always start out with the bigger mag to start blocking in my shading, because blocking it in versus trying to use the small one and then coming back with the big one, it don't make sense. But I recently learned that, yeah, it makes sense with a liner. Start with a small, come back with the big one to shade it in. But with shading, start with the bigger mag, work your way down to the smaller mag as you need more and more tighter details. I want to let y'all know, and you see I switched my machine over to the FKI Zion, because I definitely wanted that soft shading. I know for sure it's going to give it them bold outlines, but switch over to that Zion because it's a 3.2 stroke machine, and using this mag, because when it heal up, it's definitely going to be soft. And trying to shade with that Ambition Ninja, like I said, it hit hard, it hit solid. Sometimes I use a little shade with the Ambition Ninja, but I definitely will turn it down to about 6 volts from my 7 volts. And I want y'all to definitely drop down in the comments and let me know, what do you feel your strong suit is? Do you feel it's shading? Do you feel it's lines? What you need to practice on? I want to know these things, so I definitely can make more videos for y'all that can help out. Also, when shading your tattoo, I always start out with a light tone, but in the beginning, it wasn't always like that. I always started out a little darker before I went light. But I realized that building up your tones is much better. So map out your tones with your light tone, then come back and go in with your darks and shadows and things like that. So that's another tip I'll say. Whenever the client need a break, I wipe it down and I also record it, because content is king. You get to make your video, whatever you need to do. But the client Lee was so early on. She get a lot of tattoos, but seemed like she just can't take her tattoos. So she had some Bactine that she wanted to spray on there. And Bactine, it help out with the like swelling mostly. It got, I think, what, 3%, 5% lidocaine in it. You just rub it on, let it sit there for like about 2 minutes, and then once you go back, hit the skin, it will be kind of sort of numb. It don't all the way numb it up though, but it definitely help out, take off the edge for the pain, you know. So she enjoyed that, so I definitely will stop and throwing on her some Bactine. Whatever helped get the client through. Now on this trunk, I definitely went in with the 15 curve mag, try to structure out some of that detail. But as we got further up the trunk, I definitely switched over to my 7 curve mag so I could get some more of that tighter detail. And that's why I say start out with the big one, block it out, and then if you want to detail it up, go back to a smaller needle and tighten it up. And I use the same approach. I detail it out with my light tone, then I come back with that super dark or black if needed and tighten up some of those details. Because we're not tattooing for the moment, we tattooing for 10-20 years from now. So you want your tattoo to hold up. And outlines is the main thing for that. It will definitely help your tattoo a lot over the years. You want to hit those bold outlines. But if you're a realistic artist, you don't got to worry about no bold outlines at all. And to rethink about that, you know, I ain't gonna say at all, because real dark skin, I don't even try to take a realistic approach with real dark skin. But with her skin, yes, you could take a realistic approach. She's light enough. Dark skin, you need them bold outlines to help people see it a little bit. So just know that real dark skin, you're gonna need some bold outlines. Don't forget, if you forget anything else, don't forget you need bold outlines when dealing with dark skin, real dark. All right, y'all, so we wiping it down again. She making her way through. As you see, we got to the head. We really just got a little bit more on the butterfly and the flower to the right. And also see how I tied it in with her elephant to the side. You see the feathers, you don't see too much of it. But I basically drew some flowers right there with some leaves just to kind of connect it, make it look like it go together. And with that smaller flower, I definitely just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead with my 7 curve mag. Give it some detail, because I know with these 2 flowers, they wasn't gonna have much shading like the other ones on the other side. I was definitely gonna leave these light, because she's definitely planning on adding color in these flowers and also in her butterfly. So I lightly shaded the flower, especially at the top. Also, make sure you continue to use your ointment, rub on the skin before you start tattooing. Like I said, that's also help it glide across the skin. You don't want the needle to get caught up on the skin, or even try to attempt to rip the skin. So we basically towards the end got a little bit of shadows on this ear. Make sure that's dark behind them flowers. When you have some in the foreground like that, like how the flowers are sitting on the ear, make sure you go back and shade that shadow behind it with a dark tone, because you want that to look like it's actually sitting on top of the ear, not look like it's blending in on the same plane as the ear. All right, y'all, let's go and wipe it down, see how we looking. Because she was hurting, you see how she fanning it. I'm trying to keep it cool. But like I said, whatever helps the client, whatever helps them. Because right now we pretty much done. I'm just going back with some darks, maybe even some medium tones to tighten up certain things. Like I wanted decided, I wanted more detail right there on the front of that head. So certain dark tones, things like that, I go back and touch that up. Because like I said, you want to get as much work done while the client is in the chair. You don't want them to have to come back and then get those things you already saw while you was tattooing. So I definitely hope you all got something from the video. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comments below. Let me know y'all thoughts.